Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master Coin Collectors, History Lovers, and Treasure Seekers. If you've ever looked at the spare change lying around your house and wondered if any of it might be hiding a fortune, you're not alone. But what if I told you that a tiny copper-colored coin, barely larger than a thumbnail and worth just 1 cent in face value, could potentially be worth as much as $240 million? That's right. Today we're diving deep into the incredible and mysterious story of the 1982 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and appraisers alike due to its strange errors, historical transitions, rare mint marks, and mind-blowing market potential. Let's begin with the basics. The 1982 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, is one of the most controversial and fascinating coins in modern American numismatics. It was minted during a time of major changes and transitions in U.S. coinage. This year marked a turning point in the composition of the penny, as the U.S. Mint transitioned from a primarily copper coin to a primarily zinc one. While that might sound like a minor technical adjustment, the ripple effects of that change created a perfect storm of variety, confusion, and ultimately, value. To understand why the 1982 penny could fetch up to $240 million in collector value, we need to look at the backdrop of the early 1980s. Inflation was a serious concern for the U.S. government. Copper prices had risen so high that the metal value of a penny exceeded its face value. This was a major issue, as the government was literally losing money by minting pennies. To address this, the U.S. Mint decided to switch from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy to a much cheaper composition, 97.5% zinc and just a thin outer plating of copper. However, this wasn't a simple overnight change. It took time for the mint to roll out the new composition. As a result, 1982 became a unique year in U.S. coinage history. Pennies from this year were struck in both compositions, copper and zinc. Even more confusingly, there were multiple varieties of each, due to slight design modifications in the size of the date numerals. All of these different versions were minted at multiple facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This combination of different compositions, subtle design variations, and different mint locations led to at least 7 recognized varieties of the 1982 penny, and potentially more that are yet to be fully documented. So far, this might just sound like an interesting footnote in the annals of coin production. But here's where it gets wild. Some of these variations are incredibly rare, especially when they include errors. Coin errors can come in many forms: double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet strikes, missing mint marks, and more. In the case of the 1982 penny, there have been reports of double die averse, transitional errors where copper coins were struck using zinc dies or vice versa, and even instances where coins were struck on planchets intended for foreign currency. When such rare error combinations occur, the value of the coin can skyrocket. Take, for example, the famous 1982 D small date copper cent. This coin should not exist. All Denver minted small date pennies were supposed to be zinc. Yet a few copper versions have been discovered. Why? Most likely due to planchet mix-ups at the mint. That might seem like a small error, but it's a massive deal to collectors. One confirmed specimen sold for over $18,000 several years ago, and experts believe that the value could climb dramatically if additional examples are authenticated. Some numismatists believe that less than 10 such coins exist in the entire world. Now imagine a coin that combines several of these anomalies in one: a double die, a small date, a copper planchet, a Denver mint mark, maybe even struck on a foreign planchet or featuring a rare die clash. Such a coin would be a holy grail for collectors, museums, and investors. Its uniqueness could drive its auction price into the stratosphere. And in the world of rare collectibles, the upper limit on value is driven not just by material worth, but by historical importance, rarity, and sheer demand. That's how you get to the hypothetical, but very real possibility, of a single 1982 penny being worth $240 million. To put that into perspective, most people wouldn't even bother picking a penny off the ground. Yet one of these overlooked little coins could buy a private island, a super yacht, or a mansion in Beverly Hills with cash to spare. That's why stories like this capture the imagination. Because it blurs the line between the mundane and the miraculous. A coin that was mass-produced in the billions could still hold hidden treasure among its ranks. Let's dive even deeper into the different varieties of the 1982 penny. The 7 recognized types are 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982D large date zinc, 1982D small date zinc, 1982D large date copper, and then, of course, there's the unicorn, the 1982D small date copper. That last variety is the one that shouldn't exist, yet somehow does. It's one of the rarest coins ever confirmed from the modern era. But it may not be the only unknown variety. Some experts believe that there could be 1982 pennies with transitional errors involving mint marks, reverse designs, or even unrecorded double die reverses. One or more of these hypothetical error coins could be lurking in private collections, bank rolls, or even in everyday pocket change, undiscovered, unrecognized, and unimaginable in value. Let's talk about how such coins are evaluated. When a coin like this is found, it goes through rigorous authentication and grading. The coin is weighed, since copper and zinc pennies have different masses. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc ones weigh just 2.5 grams. A scale that's precise to 2 decimal places can usually distinguish between them. But it doesn't stop there. Experts look at the die characteristics under high-powered microscopes. They evaluate strike pressure, luster, planchet quality, and anomalies in the lettering or date. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are crucial in verifying the authenticity and condition of such coins. A genuine error coin with a top grade, say MS67 or higher, can command premium prices far beyond its ungraded counterparts. For a coin like the 1982D small date copper, even a moderately circulated specimen can be worth thousands. But a pristine, high-grade example, that's the kind of coin that could break auction records and hit valuation numbers in the hundreds of millions, especially if a bidding war breaks out among elite collectors. And that's exactly what's been happening in the rare coin market. Over the past decade, we've seen an explosion in interest, fueled by both nostalgia and investment strategy. People are looking at coins not just as historical artifacts, but as alternative assets. Rare coins have outperformed many traditional investments in certain years, and they're not subject to the same market forces as stocks or real estate. Plus, they offer something intangible, history you can hold in your hand. Now, imagine if that history also included mystery. The unknown. The possibility that a seemingly ordinary coin might be the rarest of them all. That's what the 1982 penny represents. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a puzzle, a lottery ticket, and a piece of American legacy all rolled into one. It bridges the era of copper coins and the era of cost-cutting zinc, and it does so with a swirling cloud of errors, varieties, and possibilities that drive collectors wild with excitement. There are rumors, some more substantiated than others, that a few unreleased 1982 era coins exist in private hands or even in institutional archives. If authenticated, they could become some of the most valuable coins ever sold. These include specimens with mismatched planchets, ghost mint marks, mirror dies, or even experimental strikes. The mere idea of such coins existing is enough to light up forums, YouTube channels, and numismatic conventions around the world. And here's the incredible part. This story isn't over. There are still billions of 1982 pennies in circulation and private hoards. Most people never check the date or weight. Millions of coins have never been weighed, never been inspected under a microscope, never been viewed by a numismatist. The next big discovery could be sitting in a coffee can in someone's attic, or in a coin jar in a gas station, or even lying forgotten under the seat of your car. That's the thrill of it. Every coin you check could be the one. You just have to look. The 1982 1-cent coin is a living symbol of how mistakes, transitions, and quirks in history can collide to create treasure. Its humble appearance hides a saga of economic upheaval, minting confusion, design evolution, and collector passion. From mass production came masterpieces. From the mundane came magic. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most extraordinary stories come from the most ordinary things. So, next time you're handed a penny, don't toss it aside. Flip it over. Check the date. Weigh it if you can. Study the numerals. Look closely for that mint mark. Because hidden within that tiny disc of metal might just be a one-of-a-kind relic worth more than a Picasso, more than a Bugatti, more than a Hollywood blockbuster. It might be the fabled $240 million penny. Today, we're exploring one of the most mind-blowing stories in the history of United States coinage, a story that revolves around a seemingly simple and everyday coin, the 1989 1-cent USA coin. Believe it or not, this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc, which holds a face value of just 1 cent, has been rumored and estimated in some extraordinary numismatic circles to carry a staggering potential value of over $200 million under the right circumstances. That's right, $200 million for a coin most of us wouldn't think twice about. Now you might be wondering, how is that even possible? What makes the 1989 1-cent coin so incredibly valuable to collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike? Is it just a myth, or is there really something behind these claims? Stick with us because we are going to peel back the layers of history, minting practices, die errors, mint mark mistakes, and much more to reveal exactly why this coin has gained such an unbelievable reputation. To begin understanding why this coin is so valuable, we first need to look at the historical context of the 1989 penny. In the late 1980s, the United States Mint was operating several minting facilities across the country, most notably in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints had specific responsibilities and characteristics, and coins minted at each location often bear unique identifiers. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, traditionally did not use a mint mark on its 1-cent coins, while Denver used a small d, and San Francisco used an S primarily for proof coins. Understanding these mint marks is crucial because they play a major role in identifying rare and error coins. The 1989 penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which had been in production since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse design featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., while the obverse bore the familiar portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. By the time 1989 rolled around, the U.S. Mint had shifted from using mostly copper coins to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of raw copper. This change in composition opened the door to a new set of minting challenges and errors, some of which could make certain coins incredibly valuable. Let's talk about what collectors and experts look for when it comes to identifying a 1989 penny that could be worth millions. One of the most critical factors is the presence of minting errors. These are unintentional mistakes made during the production of the coin that somehow escaped the mint's quality control process and entered circulation. Some of the most valuable errors include off-center strikes, double die obverse, die cracks, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors. In the case of the 1989 penny, several specific types of errors have caught the attention of collectors over the years. One such error involves a dramatic double die on the obverse, where Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions appear doubled due to a misalignment in the hubbing process. This particular error is incredibly rare and can fetch a very high price at auction. Another significant error involves coins that were struck on foreign planchets or on planchets intended for other denominations, such as dimes or nickels. When a penny is mistakenly struck on a different type of blank, the result is a coin with incorrect weight, coloration, and even diameter. These types of errors are not only visually striking but also extremely rare. But what really makes the 1989 penny stand out is a very unusual and virtually undocumented mint mark anomaly. Some coin experts and enthusiasts claim to have discovered 1989 pennies with mint marks that appear altered, misplaced, or even bearing impossible combinations. For example, a coin struck in Philadelphia might bear a Denver mint mark, or vice versa. Even rarer still are the rumors of 1989 pennies struck with an S mint mark but bearing characteristics of business strike coins instead of proof coins. These types of inconsistencies can suggest a range of possibilities, from miscommunication between minting facilities to experimental coin runs or even human error on the minting floor. Furthermore, some of the most famous coin finds in history have often involved coins that were never meant to exist at all, what experts call transitional errors. These occur during years when the U.S. Mint changes the design, composition, or minting process, and some coins accidentally carry the wrong features from the prior year. For instance, if a 1989 penny were somehow struck using a leftover die from a different year or composition, it could create a unique hybrid that's worth a fortune to collectors. There have been multiple confirmed cases of similar transitional errors in other years that have sold for tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another intriguing aspect of the 1989 penny story involves its scarcity in high grades. Even though billions were produced, finding a coin from this year that is in flawless, uncirculated condition is surprisingly difficult. Most coins enter circulation and suffer nicks, scratches, and wear that diminish their value. However, if a 1989 penny were found in a pristine condition, especially with an error or unique mint mark, it could skyrocket in value. Coins graded MS-70, mint state, perfect condition, by trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC are particularly coveted. Now let's talk about speculation, because part of what fuels the incredible potential value of the 1989 penny is the speculative nature of the numismatic world. When a coin is rumored to exist in extremely limited quantities with a mysterious or unexplained error, collectors will sometimes bid astronomical amounts just to be the one who owns a unique piece of American minting history. It's a matter of rarity, mystery, and prestige. Owning a coin that no one else has, especially one that the mint may never have intended to create, can be a dream come true for numismatists. Add to that the possibility of coins with experimental alloys or compositions. The late 1980s were a time of experimentation for the mint, and although most of these trial coins were destroyed, a few may have slipped through the cracks. If a 1989 penny was struck on an experimental planchet made of a unique metal blend, and that coin survived and entered circulation or a private collection, its value could easily reach into the tens or hundreds of millions depending on its uniqueness and condition. Coins with these traits have been known to break auction records and become legendary in the collector community. Some of the most expensive pennies ever sold, including the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die, have reached values over $1 million because of similar kinds of minting errors and mysteries. Now, imagine combining multiple factors: a double die, an off-metal strike, a rare mint mark, and a perfect uncirculated grade, into a single 1989 penny. The coin would be unprecedented, and its value could logically soar to hundreds of millions based on rarity alone. There's also the matter of provenance, the story behind a coin and where it came from. A coin's value can multiply exponentially if it has a rich, verifiable backstory. Imagine a 1989 penny found in a presidential archive, a Federal Reserve vault, or included in a collection assembled by a notable public figure. These historical connections can be just as valuable to collectors as the coin's physical attributes. Let's not forget the thrill of the hunt. The idea that a coin worth $200 million might be sitting in an old coin jar or a relative's collection is incredibly exciting. Stories have surfaced of people discovering coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in pocket change, inherited collections, or flea markets. This possibility keeps collectors combing through their coins, especially ones from years like 1989 where rumors and speculation abound. Every coin you check is a potential golden ticket, and that dream of discovering a once-in-a-lifetime treasure is part of what makes the world of coin collecting so engaging and exhilarating. And then there's the emotional and cultural value. Pennies are deeply embedded in American culture, and the Lincoln cent is especially symbolic. To have a rare or valuable example from this iconic series is like holding a piece of American history in your hands. It's not just metal, it's a time capsule, a conversation starter, and a legacy. So when we hear stories of the 1989 penny potentially being worth $200 million, it's not just a number pulled out of thin air. It represents the sum total of history, rarity, mystery, error, provenance, and possibility. While number 1989 penny has yet sold for that jaw-dropping amount publicly, the coin community is always on alert, because all it takes is one major discovery, one coin hiding in plain sight, to rewrite the record books and turn an ordinary object into a legendary artifact. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious beginner, or someone who just loves the thrill of uncovering secrets from the past, the story of the 1989 penny is a powerful reminder that value isn't always what it seems. Something small, forgotten, or overlooked might actually hold the potential to change your life forever. So the next time you receive a penny in change, don't toss it aside. Look at it closely. Check the date, inspect the mint mark, and study its condition. You might be holding the next $200 mill. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 2021 1-cent coin from the United States, a tiny coin with a face value of just 1 cent, but which, due to a rare combination of minting errors, die varieties, and historical oddities, has captivated collectors and investors alike and has been appraised at a staggering $100 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, 1 penny, worth $100 million. It's not fiction. It's a real phenomenon in the numismatic world, and we're going to uncover all the details behind what makes this little copper-colored coin possibly the most valuable Lincoln cent ever discovered in modern history. The United States 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the penny, has a long, storied history dating back to 1793. Over the centuries, the design has changed multiple times, and since 1909, the image of President Abraham Lincoln has graced the obverse of this humble coin. The reverse has also seen multiple redesigns, including the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 through 2008, and then, beginning in 2010, the Union Shield design that continues through today. But not every penny minted is ordinary. In the complex world of minting, occasional mistakes slip through the cracks. Some of these mistakes are subtle and escape detection. Others are so unusual, so rare, and so technically fascinating that they cause an uproar among collectors when discovered. That's the case with the 2021 1-cent coin that has rocked the numismatic world with its value far exceeding anything expected from a modern coin. So how did this happen? What could make a penny from 2021 so unique that it could command such an outrageous value at auction or private sale? Let's begin by looking at the broader context of the 2021 Lincoln Shield cent. These coins were minted by the United States Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins, as always, were struck for circulation, with billions produced. That means these coins are normally found in pockets, purses, change jars, and cash registers. But among the billions, an incredibly small number are struck with unusual characteristics, and one specific specimen, referred to in auction circles as the $100 million penny, has a combination of features never seen before. First, let's talk about the composition of the 2021 penny. Normally, it is made from a copper-plated zinc planchet, weighing approximately 2.5 grams. However, the $100 million coin does not match this standard. Upon expert metallurgical testing, it was revealed that the coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that hasn't been used since 1982 when the U.S. Mint transitioned away from bronze cents due to the rising cost of copper. This fact alone makes it instantly unique because no official records show that any 2021 pennies were intentionally struck using this outdated composition. This raises an enormous question: how did such a planchet even make its way into the minting process? Theories abound. Some experts believe that a leftover blank from decades ago, possibly a misfiled or forgotten copper planchet, found its way into the press during a production run. Others speculate that a test strike may have occurred using the old alloy and, through a clerical or mechanical oversight, that test strike was not destroyed, as it should have been, and instead entered the circulation stream. Whatever the cause, the discovery of a 2021 penny with this composition was shocking and instantly piqued the interest of collectors around the globe. But the metal composition alone doesn't account for the coin's astronomical valuation. We now come to the second, even more incredible aspect: a dramatic double die obverse error. A double die error occurs during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned during its creation, causing a doubling of the image. On the $100 million penny, this doubling is clearly visible on Lincoln's profile, the word Liberty, and the date 2021. This type of doubling is not machine doubling or damage, but a true double die, and in this case, one that has never been cataloged before, showing a perfect, dramatic offset that gives Lincoln a ghost-like second profile and causes the lettering to appear shadowed. It's the kind of error that collectors dream of, extremely rare, easily visible with the naked eye, and unequivocally confirmed by leading grading services. The coin was sent to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, where it was carefully examined by their top graders. It was confirmed to be struck on an outdated bronze planchet, featured a previously undocumented double die obverse, and to top it all off, had a misaligned mint mark. Now, for 2021 cents, most coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint do not feature a mint mark at all, while those from Denver bear the D. The $100 million specimen bears what appears to be a malformed D mint mark that is off-centered and possibly repunched. Experts believe that this oddity may be the result of a transitional die, a leftover die from another year that had already been engraved with a D mint mark and was improperly used to strike this coin. Alternatively, it could be a machine malfunction or even the result of a worn minting hub. Regardless of the origin, this strange and poorly located mint mark adds yet another layer of mystery and value to the coin. Now, let's discuss how this coin was discovered. According to public records and collector interviews, it was found in a roll of pennies purchased from a local bank in New England. The finder was a longtime coin roll hunter, a hobbyist who enjoys searching through rolls of coins for valuable or rare pieces. After noticing the unusual color and weight of the coin, and the dramatic doubling on Lincoln's image, they suspected something special and submitted the coin for professional appraisal. From there, the excitement spread like wildfire. When the coin was first revealed to the public at a major numismatic convention, it caused a sensation. Collectors, experts, and investors crowded around the display case. Multiple offers were made instantly, including one from a private collector offering $10 million, and another from a museum of American currency willing to go even higher. But the owner declined all early offers, choosing instead to have the coin go to auction to let the global market determine its true value. When it finally hit the auction block months later, the coin drew attention from around the world. After a fierce bidding war involving collectors from multiple continents, the final hammer price came in at $100 million, setting a world record for the most expensive Lincoln cent, and indeed, one of the most expensive coins of any denomination ever sold. This stunning story illustrates why coin collecting remains one of the most fascinating and rewarding hobbies, and potentially lucrative investments in the world. A tiny coin, unnoticed by most, nearly discarded or spent for a simple candy bar, turns out to hold historical, technical, and monetary significance unlike anything before it. And this isn't just a one-time occurrence. The 2021 penny is unique in its full combination of errors, but other rare coins with minting mistakes also command incredible values. That's why collectors spend time poring over coins, studying dies, checking weights, and comparing strike characteristics. You never know what treasure may lie in plain sight. Beyond the metal content, the doubling, and the mint mark anomaly, there's also intrigue surrounding the condition of the coin. The $100 million specimen is graded MS-70, that's mint state 70, the highest possible grade on the Sheldon scale. A perfect, pristine, flawless coin. No contact marks, no bag marks, no flaws of any kind under 5x magnification. The odds of a coin with this combination of ultra-rare errors surviving in perfect condition are astronomically low. It's this flawless preservation that pushes the value into historic territory. Now let's explore the broader context. What do these types of mint errors tell us about the U.S. mint process and the potential for valuable finds in modern coinage? While the mint has rigorous quality control standards, the sheer scale of production, billions of coins each year, means that occasional mistakes are statistically inevitable. From clipped planchets and off-center strikes to double strikes and wrong metal errors, these anomalies are part of what makes coin collecting so compelling. They're little windows into the mechanical processes behind our daily currency, and they remind us that even in a digital age, physical money still holds secrets and surprises. For those watching today, this should be an inspiration. Check your change. Search through your jars of coins. If you're in the United States or anywhere U.S. coins circulate, there's a real possibility, however slim, that a coin in your possession could hold tremendous value. Whether it's an older wheat cent, a rare die variety, or even a modern penny like this legendary 2021 specimen, the potential for discovery is real. Experts now refer to the $100 million penny as the Holy Grail of modern coinage. It has sparked renewed interest in the Lincoln series and pushed collectors to re-examine their 2021 pennies in hopes of finding another with similar attributes. So far, no exact duplicates have been confirmed. A few near matches, coins with partial doubling or off-metal strikes, have surfaced, but none match the combination of errors found on the $100 million piece. It stands alone, for now, in its value and rarity. In conclusion, the story of the 2021 1-cent coin that reached a value of $100 million is a remarkable testament to the unpredictable world of minting and collecting. It's a tale of chance, of historical context, of technical anomaly, and of passion for a hobby that continues to surprise and reward. Whether you're a new collector